I think we expect things to be pretty much similar to where the previous data points were. So we don't expect a lot of change. We still do expect pretty soft numbers for the next couple of months before things eventually start to stabilize towards the end of the year. So there is still some room for the government to ease if they want to. But at this stage, we're not expecting a lot of movement where that is concerned.
Okay, so when we're talking about easing, are you talking about a triple R?
Well, yeah, perhaps, but at this point in time, we certainly do not expect it to be, because we think that inflation could actually stabilize and perhaps pick up a little bit towards the end of the year. So there is not much more room for interest rate cuts for the triple R to actually come off. And I think at this point in time, with the way the currency is actually going, if you look at the Chinese yuan, it's now actually weakened to about 6.7. Clearly, they're actually using more of the yuan to try to boost their exports than easing of the domestic conditions at home.
Is this going to continue, do you think, as we move forward towards the US election? Because, of course, Donald Trump has already said more than once that he is going to label China a currency manipulator.
Every presidential elections we have in the US, China always gets labeled as a currency manipulator, rightly or wrongly. I think this year you can't really label China as a currency manipulator, because I think the currency, if you looked at it on a trade-weighted basket basis, has actually been devaluing in line with where the euro and the yen has been going. So you can't really say that the Chinese yuan has actually weakened substantially against the US dollar. I think going forward, we need to look at the Chinese yuan based on a basket of currency basis and not just traded against the US dollar.
So you're optimistic about the Chinese economy?
Yeah, we think the Chinese economy has more or less stabilized, actually. We don't see a massive deterioration of the numbers here.
Yeah.
We do think that the soft landing is basically in
the price.
In the price, exactly.
Yeah.
And we think that perhaps data might actually improve next year. The fixed asset investments, we don't see a huge growth potential there, because clearly the economy is really transitioning into a consumer, domestic-led economy. So we don't expect massive data coming out showing a massive improvement in the fixed asset investment.